What's up, everybody? This is Cool Sports Guy. Welcome to the pod. Today we're going to be talking with Jon DiLorenzo, MMA fighter, fresh off his bout in Bellator. So without further ado, moving right in. Hello, sir.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Awesome. So great fight. Yeah, it was a couple weeks ago, right? Bellator, first fight on the Bellator fight card. So tell us about how it all went down. How was it fighting for Bellator on there?
Man, it was a heck of an experience, jumping up to the biggest of the biggest shows, they isolated us in a fighter hotel for a week. So all your final fight preps were done in the hotel room. They had a little workout area set aside for us, but it was all scheduled times. That was a little hectic, but actually my weight came off really well, and obviously it all worked out, so I can't complain.
Very cool. Yeah. So you're 2-0 now, right? What stood out the most from that experience with Bellator for you?
Just how professional everything was. Sometimes I second guess leading up to a fight and how legitimate things could be and blah, blah, blah. And like, I always picture myself being in that, on that stage. And, now that I can say I've been there, interviews, the photo shoots, trying on all their outfits, their gloves, or this or that. I don't know. It just adds to your experience and where I can take wherever I go. So it was good.
Absolutely, that's pretty cool. You were able to get that submission early in the fight, right? A little different than your first fight as a pro. Went the distance. I always wonder about those kind of fights. So what do you take from like a fight that goes a distance or a fight that ends early for you? Like, what are your takeaways from those?
Well, my takeaway, the fight that went the distance was an oddball. I had my best friend and number one teammate. His name's Isaiah. He fought that kid previously, and the kid in question was a completely different fighter when my teammate fought him. So we thought it was going to be completely different, but he came out very, very tall. Didn't really want to trade with me. He kind of wanted to like keep me up against the fence. So I just kind of, if your opponent's super tall, standing high, you're going to shoot on his legs. If he's more in a tie stance, I'll stand and trade. So he was super tall, so I wound up grappling, and it went all 3 rounds. That fight was a little hectic, though. That wasn't Bellator, I'll say. That was a little hectic of a promotion behind the scenes, but it was good.
No, that's cool. It's always nice to get that victory early, right? So it's nice to get that out of the way. What was that feeling like? After you get that fight, after you get that victory right there, like what goes through your mind once you secure that victory there?
Man, I have a lot of kickboxing fights and Muay Thai fights under me as well. That was my 7th MMA fight overall. That whole lead up to it, the walkout, being in that cage, I literally felt like it was a dream. Like it's so hard to explain, but it didn't feel real. So, I think he took me down off a push kick, which is the second time it's happened to me in my fighting career, which I gotta fix something. But I'm not worried about being on my back. I'm a brown belt under David Branch. He's a legend in the sport, so I'm comfortable doing jiu-jitsu. But when he rushed on me, I was just like, I was like very aware. I was hearing water sloshing around in his stomach, and I was thinking, oh, later rounds he might feel sick. He might, who knows? He probably, whatever. So I remember going up for like a fireman's carry, and I was like, man, he's super light right now. Let me commit. So I threw it up, and then that's just an attack I go for a lot off of it. The darce, it's usually right there for me, holding the head. And when I got it, he tapped. I just stood up. I was like, I can't believe it. I was like, this is not the scenario I played in my head a million times, at least not that fast. I think it was just over a minute in the first round. So I couldn't be happier.
No, that's always great. Yeah. Well,
yeah.
That's awesome that you're able to get that, fight on a big stage. Like you said, Bellator, huge stage and everything. Hopefully more develops after that. It's nice to see that. I like the whole Bellator being able to show that fights on YouTube, being able to, bring like actually has like a chat room too. You'd be able to chat, with other fans while the fight's going on. So it's kind of cool, different aspect, right? So as far as success, you've been, like you said, you've had a lot of kickboxing matches, amateur, you've been successful. How do you define success moving forward?
Well, moving forward, I just can just do what I do. I'm a very hard worker. I feel always in the gym. My hobby is this sport, so I don't do much outside of this. I'm in the gym 6 days a week, you know, and when I'm outside, when I'm taking that Sunday rest day, I'm watching fights and techniques on my phone. I'm just, you know, I'm addicted to it. I love it. So going forward, just more of the same, you know, and, you know, just if it's Bellator, whatever, it's just getting comfortable, being comfortable in that situation, calming it down, slowing it down. So it's more like, you know, you're in the gym, you know. I've been fighting consistently. You know, the last 3 fights only had 2 to almost 3 months in between.
Mm-hmm.
So keeping that momentum going forward, I think will help me in the long run. So we're just going to keep riding this wave.
There you go. Yeah. Is the 3 months like pretty good for you to like, as far as preparation time or like between fights?
I would say yes. I had a couple nagging injuries going into the Bellator from the previous 2. So I want to heal them up, and so I'm 100% fresh, because it does this little stupid injuries takes away from the training, and honestly, that's 100% where I get my confidence from. Is the hard work I put in the gym. You know, if I'm, you know, sparring with David Branch, like I said, who's you know, top 6 in the UFC just a couple years ago. Stuff like that is where I get my you know, just my confidence and my overall, you know, self-esteem for myself. It comes from that. So if that's lacking, I'll take that into the cage with me, you know.
Right.
So I want to be 100% for sure. So, you know, maybe a couple weeks. I'm back in the gym, not 100%, but you know, we're here, we're working. So
I understand. Yeah, definitely. And real quick and everything, as far as you know, you mentioned Sunday rest days, you're going through tape and everything. Can you walk us through the process for that? Like, is it just you, or is it like David Branch also like in the room with you, kind of like going through things?
Not necessarily in the same room. I mean, we have a big group chat between me and a couple of the guys and Dave, and you know, we bounce ideas. We'll take clips from videos, send it to each other. Like, oh, what do you think about this? What, you know, what's the practical use of this position and this and that? And then having such a veteran like Dave as my coach, you know, he's been there, done that, seen it all. So it's good to bounce ideas off of that, guys like that, and getting that feedback, because a lot of these guys coming up, their coaches. Not necessarily are they bad, but they don't have that experience of real life fighting at the highest levels. You know, it's to them, it's kind of just, you know, well, I think this is what it is. I never did it myself, you know, but theoretically, you know, so that's not in my camp. You know, we actually have somebody like Dave who's been there on the biggest of biggest stages all over the world. So, so it's very beneficial.
It's always great to see that, you know, and people just like, you know, you stay in your wheelhouse and everything, and you take those that advice and people that know where they're going and kind of guide you in the right direction. So it's nice to see that, you know, you take it from what's good for you, you know.
Correct.
So what's your plans for the next year? Like, as far as you plan on continuing with Bellator, or how's that work out for you?
Yeah, we're shooting for another fight with Bellator. Like I said, I want to heal up a little bit. Luckily, nothing major this time around, but healing up a little bit. And yeah, that my plan is to get another one with Bellator, and then hopefully get signed.
Awesome. So, yeah. Well, best of luck for you. I hope that works out for you. Right here towards the end, is there any, like, let's close it out by giving you a chance. If you got any shout outs for any friends, family that you'd like to give out?
David Branch Jiu-Jitsu, Hoboken, New Jersey. If you're in the area, come train. Also, Goshen, New York is the gym I coach out of. It's called Impact Mixed Martial Arts. COVID kind of messed us up. We literally opened when COVID hit, so we're bouncing back. Yeah, that's you know, that's about it.
Awesome. Well, best of luck. Yeah, I'm glad to hear the gym's back up and running and everything, doing well.
Thank you.
All the good work and everything. Where can people follow you on your journey, so you can find, you know, see where your career goes?
Right now, just my name on Instagram. I think it's Jonathan_DiLorenzo, and hit me up on Instagram. I'm not the best with social media. I should probably invest more time in it, but something else to work on, you know.
Right, definitely. One thing at a time, right? So
that's absolutely.
Oh, cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I know you're between classes right now and everything, so thank you for joining us, and wish you the best of luck this coming year. And congratulations once again on your previous win. So
I appreciate you having me, brother. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Looking forward to the next one. Good luck. All right. And for everybody,
absolutely. Thank you.
On to the next one. We'll see you next time. And thanks for tuning in, guys. See what the countdown. Oh, wrong one. Wrong.